All right, y'all. Danae, are you ready? You got your tam on? You ready? All right, y'all. So we're bringing in Harlem's own Dnay Baptiste. I'm so excited to have her here. She's one of my dear friends. She's so talented. She's so humble. She's danced with your favorites from Beyonce, Lizzo, J-Lo, Shakira, Tinashe, Ashanti, Brandy, blah, 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 blah. All the rest. I'm so excited to have her here. Come into the room. Come into the room. Hey. Hey. Yeah! Yeah!
Hey!
Hey! Yo! Oh my God. Yo, best intro I've had thus far.
Oh my
Best
gosh.
intro I've had thus far. Thank you. Hey, Danae.
Good afternoon.
It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Yes. Y'all, just so y'all know, Danae is like this on a regular. Like, I love, you know what I miss most is being out in these Harlem streets and catching you wherever you are, but whether it's Melba's Angel of Harlem or just on the corner,
On the corner,
full out
doing
dancing,
nothing,
full out,
kicking it,
full out. I love it.
kicking
Okay.
it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so how you feeling? How are you feeling in this Corona world? How's that for you? Let's start there so we can get that out the way.
I'm feeling good. You know, every day I get to be somebody different. I change my hair every day. I put on makeup. I put on clothes. And I walk out literally somebody different. So my little memojis, I change the hair on my memoji every day. Like as I change the hair on my head. So I'm feeling good. have a 2-year-old, so we're super busy keeping him
Yes,
active.
hey
We
King.
literally only take him out maybe once a week, and that just started maybe 4 weeks into the quarantine. But he keeps us
Okay.
busy. He's like doing remote learning and not even in school yet. So
Okay, got you. So I guess the bright side of this is you have more time to spend with him because you're not as busy, so you're home and
yes,
all
absolutely.
of that. Um, okay, cool. So, but also during this time, I've seen you. Like, you're still booked.
Listen, God is good.
God is good. So,
God is
so,
really good.
so Danae is still booked. Like, we've been on quarantine, but she's been on TV. She's been on Good Morning America. She's been on. Wait, what else did you do?
BET, the COVID special with John Legend.
Yes.
And then
So,
you feel like you're watching TV as the TikToks roll out. I'm in love with TikTok.
oh, TikTok is lit. Y'all got TikTok lit. Like all these challenges, I'm like, I can't even keep up.
The challenges have been keeping us so busy. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
I love that. I love that. So wait, so let's talk about real quick, even just talking about Corona and the what you've been able to perform on. How has that process been in terms of because you have to self tape and submit and like so now it's just a whole new process. And I think we're all kind of trying to adapt and figure out what these new processes are in terms of getting jobs. A lot of people aren't getting jobs, but again, those who are blessed enough to have a few opportunities it's really layered, right? So tell us about how that's been.
I have such a new appreciation. I've always appreciated the crew people, like the camera, the lighting people, the people who press every button, who put the stage together. But now you're literally doing it yourself. And I live in an old building, so our lighting is not the best, but I live on the 12th floor. So I have to do all of my taping while I have natural daylight, or it is trash. So I have to have the perfect lighting. I don't have a stand for my phone, so I'm like stacking boxes on top of my nightstand to make sure I get the right full body. Make sure I don't shake the phone so that the camera is not blurry. Like it's so much work on top of doing your hair, your makeup.
That
Then
is
you have to find the right hair for the choreography. Like it's putting your outfit together. It's so much.
it's so crazy because literally before as you're like you show up and you dance, it's like, oh no, I'm crew as well. I have to do everything. Like all
Everything.
of it.
on top of like for the John Legend thing, we had rehearsal on Zoom.
You had Zoom rehearsals?
We had a whole rehearsal, and that was under Jamel McWilliams. He's like, I don't want to take up too much of
Yes,
y'all
Jamal.
time. So I'm like sitting there, we're like learning this choreography, floating through the phone. Don't drop down at it. It wasn't intense. It was a lot of fun, but it's like we're really doing this like through the computer.
You're doing this through the computer. But
It's
here's the
really a new
thing.
thing.
It looked so good though. That was one of my, by the way, Jamel. Jamel will be on next week. Yay! Shout out to Jamel. But that was one of my favorite pieces of Corona content, as I call it. Like it
So
was so
good.
well edited. Like I mean, I know the challenges, that may have, that you guys may have had in kind of, recording it, and Jamel definitely in editing it. I talked to him a couple of times. He was like, "Bro, it's so much." I even feel for him too in terms of the choreographers who are like, have it, because now he
Yeah,
has to edit. He has to kind of think about things in a different way because there's so many dancers coming together and all. It's kind of crazy, but
it's
that's one of my
intense.
favorite pieces of Corona content. So shout out to you for
Shout
that, the
out
John
to
Legend. And then you
you.
did Brandy. You did
Oh
Brandy's
my
Good
God.
Morning America,
Oh
right?
my God. Yes.
Brandy's an
Didn't
you
even
know
know it was
Brandy's my
that.
favorite, right?
Brandy is my favorite. First of all, I didn't even know what it was for. Frank texted me like, "Are you around today?" I'm like, "Well, where
Shout
else
out
am I
Frank
gonna be?
Gatson.
I'm in the house. I have nothing else to do." I didn't know what it was for. They sent me the choreography. I was trying to film it. It wasn't working out that night. I was like, I don't have any more natural daylight. I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow. They was like, all right, we need it by 12. Didn't know what it was for. I was just doing it because Frank asked me to. I'll do anything for
I
Frank.
love it. I love
Get the
it.
choreo. Brandy is my favorite. I used to wear the platform Skechers because she used to wear the platform Skechers. I used
Yeah,
to wear candies
because
because she
she used to
wore
wear
candies.
candy.
What? Brown braids. I love her. She's everything. So that when we found out it was for Good Morning America, I was like, oh my God, I'm performing with Brandy. Did she like my video? Do I need to do it again? Let me
Oh my
know. I
God.
taped it 20 times in the hallway. Like,
No, you ate that. It
I
was
took it to the
everything.
hallway, the building hallway, like old school, like practice when I was
You
12, dancing in the
you
hallway.
you ate that. It was so
Thank
good. It
you.
was so good. Yes,
And
and we're
that was
all
one of
Brandy
the
fans.
things I had to find the right hair because I first had on the deep wave. And the deep wave wasn't moving right. It looked like dreadlocks. It wasn't the right hair for the choreo. So then I got the body wave. I had to dig deep and pull out the body wave for that one.
I love it. I love it. You know
Intense.
what? All these different waves. I love it. It's a wave. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so congratulations on the fact that you're still booking gigs. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank
So
you.
you know what? You know what I wanted, and let's get this out the way too.
Okay.
The dance community is going through it right now. Like, and so it's a blessing that you're able to, still book a gig here or there in some kind of way. But most dancers are really like suffering because of this. There's tours that have been canceled, performances. Jaquel's in here. What's up, Jaquel Knight? Jaquel, when am I booking you? When is
Hey.
this happening, Jaquel? Like, for real.
Listen, you know
Um,
I'm here.
I know he's booked because he's doing all this amazing stuff for the dance community right now. With the Jaquel Knight Foundation, they had the battles. They had him and Paris last week, which was crazy. Tomorrow they have Sean Bankhead and Charm, which is amazing. Um, which is amazing. But yeah. So tell me how you feel about that. In terms of like how I'm sure you feel for the dancers as well. You always on tour with these dancers. So tell me what your thoughts are and how you feel about what's going on in the community.
It's really heavy. It's heavy because people have to sit down that are not used to sitting down. I'm a little more fortunate because I took half of last year off to focus on being a mom and being a better partner. I mean, not a better partner, but here with my fiance and just taking family time. So I was already home. So I was used to being home. So it impacted me in a negative way. I was sad because I was looking forward to working all year and making money because I took half of last year off. But for the people that have been working, and now they got to sit, it's such a transition. But I would hope that people are taking this time to refocus and call the people that they haven't called as much as they were calling, taking the time to explore new things that they might have interest in, or doing more
Yes.
research, or just, I mean, I think people are becoming more creative, and I think
Absolutely.
instead of people like competing against each other all the time, because this is an industry where you have to compete whether you want to or not, but I think it's making people come together, and
Yes.
people challenging people. I nominate this person to do the challenge. I nominate this person. I think it's like a gift and a curse. You know, I think it's, hopefully people are finding more positive and having to sit still while the earth restores itself, you know, in this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well said. We're moving on from Corona. All right. Corona ain't going to get me down. Let's move on.
Well,
Let's move
let's move
on.
on then.
Let's move on there. Okay, so, all right, let's get to you. Okay, so you are a beautiful brown girl from Harlem, New York, born and raised, and now you're on the biggest stages, world tours, everything on the left, you know, as James said, on the left titty of Beyonce, wherever she is, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Wow. So tell me, how did we get here? Like, and let's start with like early dance moments. Like what was your early dance memories? And also keep in mind, I wish we could do this for 2 hours. We only have 40 minutes, okay?
Okay.
And I have a lot to go over.
We
Okay.
have
I have
37
lots of questions.
minutes.
Okay. Boom.
37. So
Okay. So
my early years were very boom bam. I don't have no training. I used to dance in the living room with my family, my sister. We used to dance at the block parties. My mom was the like president of the block association. So she used to go around, get the petitions, get the donations, put together the talent show, and we used to perform at the block parties. In high school, I joined a dance team called Untouchable Shorties. You unit. We used to battle. We used to compete at all the talent shows. We were literally one of the dopest dance groups in Harlem. Like, we used to do All Stars and Teens in Motion competitions in the Bronx and any talent show. So that was my training. I'm not trained in ballet.
wow.
I'm not trained in tap. I'm not trained in any. I never even heard of Broadway Dance Center, any of the dance conventions. I didn't know about any of that stuff. I literally used to watch the videos on TV and be like, I want to do that. I used to watch Soul Train and make my own Soul Train line by myself and go
Stop.
down, then go around and come back down. So that was my training. That was me like just mimicking what I saw. And there was one girl in this group, Keisha. She was like the best girl in the group, and they used to always put me in a corner, and I used to be like, I'm gonna be better than her one day. She was technically trained. She had it all. I was like, I'm gonna be better than her one day. And she was my goal. And then once I graduated high school at 17, I heard about this audition while I was working summer youth at PAL, and I went to this audition, and it was for Remy Ma's video, whatever. So that was like the
Ooh,
kickoff
that
with
right
Bryce
there.
Stevick. Whatever. I still do a choreo right now. So that was like the beginning, how it all started.
Really? So that was your first gig? That was your first gig?
Yeah,
Remy
that was
Ma?
my first gig, my first weave, my first everything,
What?
everything.
Okay. Okay, so you didn't even know about the training, the life of training. Like you weren't, even though you were in New York City, you weren't like going downtown to Broadway Dance Center, you weren't going to Alvin Ailey, you were just doing, using your natural
No,
talent and your natural gift.
I had no clue about dance conventions. I had no clue what Broadway Dance Center was. And the crazy thing is, when I was in elementary school, my mom worked at Capizio. So she was
Oh,
seeing all these famous dancers coming in and out, buying this stuff, but we just weren't out. We weren't really into that stuff. I wasn't aware. And she wasn't aware. I was like, okay, you want to dance? Go dance with your sister and your friends in the living room. We got this block party coming up. We gonna dance at Toro College next weekend in the streets. And
yo, that is everything. That's
yeah.
iconic. So Harlem, so iconic. Okay, so when did you realize that this is I can make a career out of this?
When I saw the people on Soul Train, I was like, that's a job. They doing it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be on Soul Train. Me and Don gonna watch me go down the Soul Train line, and I'm gonna dance while people figure out the little board and unscramble the words. I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. When Ciara came out with the crop top, I was like, ooh,
Oh,
that's it.
that.
That's it. I was in what, 11th, 12th grade. Started wearing my little crop tops, high top Nikes, low riding jeans with the little panties showing with the cartoon characters, the colorful ones. Woo!
Yes.
I used to be in the streets with my little outfit.
I really love it. That is iconic. Okay,
It's
okay.
good.
So tell me this. How did you? Okay, we know that. Yeah. So yeah. No, I go live at
What's that?
2. I don't know why. I don't know why people call me. They know I'm going live. So anyway, but but I was saying, like, so we know that, you've been with Beyonce since 2011, right? Like that was your first
Yes.
performance
That
with
was my
her.
first 2 shows.
Oh
Yep.
my God. I remember that. And I don't know if you saw, but I was up all night last night. I watched Homecoming like
You
one
was
and a
checking
half,
the
2
footage.
times. I watched Homecoming like twice. Then I was like, I remember Dnay, the first time I remember seeing Dnay with Beyonce, which was on the Oprah's finale show. And I was so hyped. Remember, we lived around the corner from each other at that time. And I was
Yes.
just like, oh my God. And I didn't know it was happening, obviously, because Beyonce, secret, everything. And I was just like, Dnay, what is happening? Dnay's up here. It was so amazing.
Oh
But
my gosh.
it's iconic. So, but tell me, like, what was the journey to getting there? Because I do want to get there, because you have been with her for 10 years. That's a huge part of your career, although I know there's other parts. Tell me, from Remy Ma, how we got to Beyonce.
Okay, so we did Ashanti after Remy Ma. We did 1 show with Ashanti. That was short-lived because we got fired after that very first show. It was intense, but that's a long story. That's a story for another day.
Okay, another day.
From there, I did the Up Close and Personal tour. I was dancing with Little Mama. That's another long story, but that's one for another. All these stories are intense, and they really, I wish we had more time to really tell you all this. I could dig deep, but
Jaquel said fired.
all these experiences really helped to build me as a professional, because each experience was so different, but they ended like almost negatively, but I feel like it just helped me to get where I am today. From Little Mama, I think I was with Little Mama for like 2 years or something like that. We was kicking it. From there, I started working at a school because I love kids, and work was a little slow. I think I auditioned for Ashanti again, dropped out of school because they told me I had the job. I auditioned, they didn't book me, but I had already dropped out of school. I was like 3 months in. That was the first time my father ever saw me cry. He didn't know what to do. He was like, Linda, Danae's down here crying. Come downstairs. I don't know what to say to her. Like, it was such a moment. But from there, I was just like, I have to make it. I have to. This is what I want to do. This is the only thing I want to do. And I dropped out of school. How do I get to this next point? And from there, I just started. I think I did Ryan Leslie along the way. I did a music video with him. Somewhere in there, I did like a bunch of MTV My Sweet 16s. I think I was just like building relationships and meeting people. Still never took a class. Still had never been to BDC.
Stop it. Are you serious?
Still.
Look at God. Okay, your
God
gift
is
will
so
make room
good
for you. Your gift will make room for you, y'all. Okay.
Listen, but I started going to the dancer events, like carnivals, cyberites. Me and my boyfriend at the time, we started a dance company. That's where I met like a Mandy and Valentine and Frank, Tia, all these dancers.
I think that's around the time I met you.
Yes.
In that era.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were like training these dancers. Meanwhile, I'm training myself and going to these dancer events with these dancers. And that's where I started meeting people. I met Luam along that way, and we did her Rude Boy video content. And that's how we really like started connecting. I think I was doing music somewhere in there. But meeting Luan, I was just living my best life, okay? Meet in Luam, I did a live submission with her for Frank Gatson. That's where I
Mm-hmm.
met him.
Okay.
He loved me, wanted to fly me out to LA to work with Kelly on her motivation video. Just working with her on my isms and, you know, getting her in a pocket for the video.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And that trip was crazy in itself. He flew me on a buddy pass. I got stuck. From there, I never got paid. I sent the email. I'm like, hey, is there any way that I can get my check? I never got it. He had me come to Ailey to pick up my check. He wanted to repay me for getting stuck in the airport. And so he asked me if I wanted to do Beyonce. That was the Oprah and Billboard moment.
So you didn't even audition for Beyonce? You didn't audition for that moment?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
That's crazy.
Just God.
And it's not only just Beyonce. It's Beyonce, Oprah, finale.
Everything. What? And I got a little camera time. God is
You got
so
camera
good.
time. You saw that I posted it last night. Like I was
God
just
is
like,
good.
God is good. You got that camera
There's
time.
like 60 girls up there.
And you still got that camera time. Cut my check, okay? So wait. So tell me, what was that like? How did that feel? Talk to me. I want to feel it with you.
I was in such a space, like I was so quiet. And I think when I finally did speak, they were like, that voice does not match those dance moves. Like, she's faking. This is not her real voice. Get her out of here. She's a fraud. It was that kind of moment, like, you have to be faking. And I'm like, no, this is my real voice. This is who I am. I never hung out with anybody. I used to go to my room after rehearsals. I wasn't really into like wine and stuff like that then. I was just like in my room chilling. I would go do the show, and I don't know, it was such an overwhelming feeling, but I had felt that feeling before because I feel it every time I dance. It was just on a larger platform, and more people were able to see what I enjoyed doing. And I feel like every time I dance, no matter where it's at, whether it's at Melba's or on stage, it's always the same feeling. Like, I just love it. I love it. So I always try to give 150%, no matter where I'm at.
I was just gonna say, it's always the same energy level too. It's like whenever we see you in the middle of Melba's or Angel or anywhere, it's like, oh, she thinks that Beyonce is still on stage with her. Like, she's on stage with Beyonce right now. She's still full out. You know what? I've never seen you not full out.
You know, I don't even...
Do you know how to mark?
I do. I be marking. I be marking sometimes. I do. I be watching it back like, girl, you know you could have did it a little better than that.
Oh, my God. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your first time working with her, but now you're obviously a principal. Tell me how you navigated your way through Beyonce's world to become a principal where you are now.
So fast forward to 2013, 2012, I had kind of taken a little break from dancing to work at the school and teach. So I sent Frank a random text after the whole announcement came out that she would be doing Super Bowl. I sent the text. I was like, hey, if you need any extra girls for Super Bowl, I'm available. I was doing Dollhouse at the time, and then I get a text a couple days later, and he's like, okay, we're going to use you, so I'm going to let you know when rehearsal starts. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, so again, there's not an audition that happens?
No.
So all of these moments that you're booking Beyonce is based off of you being like, hey, so I'm available. Hi.
It's about building good relationships, and when you show up, you give 150%, not only in your talent, but in your personality, in your attitude, the way you treat people, saying thank you, saying please, showing gratitude and doing the work. You're there to do a job, and you have to go hard so that people remember, oh, that girl, she's going to work. She's going to do the job, she's going to work hard, And I think that's what it is, ultimately. I think every job I do is an audition for the next job.
Ooh, a word. Say it again real quick.
Every job you do is an audition for the next job.
Ooh, that's a major key. I hope y'all wrote that down. I hope, yeah, digest that. Every job you do is an audition for the next job.
You know?
That's powerful. I love that. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you text him and was just like, "Hey, I'm available to do Super Bowl," and he's
Right.
like, "Come do Super Bowl."
Right. So, we go to do Super Bowl. That whole process, that whole month-long process is the audition for the Mrs. Carter World Tour. No one has a clue that it is the audition for the Mrs. Carter World Tour. Everybody's in there just working hard, sweating, dancing, going out at night, dragging yourself back to rehearsal in the morning, living your best life. We do the show February 4th. It's a great show. I mean, epic, epic.
Epic.
Power goes out. What? Where are the lights? Where are the lights? But February 14th, I'm at dinner with my other new ex-boyfriend at the time. And my agent calls me and she's like, "Oh my God, I just want to tell you that you've booked the Mrs. Carter World Tour. I'm going to have more information in the contracts for you. I'm so proud of you. Good job." Oh my God, I booked the tour. Woo, the crowd goes crazy.
Yo,
We're cheering. We're happy. Fast forward to 7 days later, I get another call. "Sorry, they're going to go in a different direction. They're releasing you from the tour." Wah, wah, wah.
what?
Devastated. Devastated. I was just about to put in my resignation at my job at the school. Like, thank God I didn't. But once again, here I am. I want to know what I need to do. Why did I get released? So what do? I pick up the phone and I call Frank. "Hey, Frank, I know this isn't normal, but I just want to know, why was I released? What changed? What can I do better? What do I need to work on? It's not you, Dnay. We gonna get you on this tour. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get you on this tour." Okay, I'm just steady going to work every day, not even thinking about it. I'm just moving forward. Fast forward, they've rehearsed for like a month already for this tour. Frank calls me, "Hey, are you available to come and stand in for Beyonce for a week? Chris had to go away." I had a day rehearsal with Chris. He taught me the whole 2-hour show. I go stand in for Beyonce on stage with these dancers as Beyonce for 1 week. That process is over. I go back to work at the school. Fast forward, the day before they left for tour, for the Mrs. Carter World Tour, they shot the video for Grown Woman. Frank calls me, "Hey, we need a girl because one girl can't make it to shoot the video. Are you available to shoot this video?" I go shoot this video with the girls. I'm sad. Everybody's like, "Woo, we going on tour tomorrow. We out of
And
here."
you like, "I'm just here for the video."
I'm like, "I'm just here to shoot this video." They had us take a picture right before we wrapped. And then I took my clothes off. I gave them those clothes. I didn't even say goodbye. I went and got in my car and went home. It's the same day actually, because we wrapped at like 12-ish. I'm getting all these phone calls, all these emails, 11 o'clock. My boyfriend wakes me up. "Dnay, your phone is going crazy. Answer the phone." Frank is like, "Why aren't you answering my emails? Why are you not answering my calls? Beyonce wants you to go on tour with her. You have to be at the airport by 4 o'clock. At the airport today? Now? She wants you
What?
to go on tour. Let's go. You're going on the tour." What?
Wait, you
This
got a
is
call to go on tour to leave the same day?
the same day for 2 months. The same day. I didn't tell anybody I was coming to the airport. I called them Mandy, my best friend.
Yeah.
I was like, "Mandy, they want me to go on tour." She was like, "I knew it, girl. We needed you. We needed you." She doesn't really sound like that, but she kind of sounded like that at the time. But yeah, and I showed up. Everybody was like, "Oh my God!" Like everyone was so happy. It was a really sweet moment, and that's how I ended up with Beyonce. Didn't know any numbers. Didn't have any costumes. I got added in as time went on. They would give me her costumes that she didn't want. Like, oh, Beyonce's never going to wear this. You can wear this. You can have this. A lot of my costumes were so different, but I just would put myself in the back, in the center, so no one really could see it. It was great.
That is the best story ever. Oh my God, I love it. Where that
So
is
that
so
is how we got to where we are today.
okay. So tell me, during that time and during that season of you waiting and being persistent about calling, tell me what are the lessons you learned during that time, that season of waiting?
I learned that, and this could be cliche, that, when it's your time, it's your time. What God has for you, nobody can take away from you. And your path is already written. Where you're supposed to end up, the journey is going to lead you there. You can't write your own story. You can't make it happen for you. Like, you can will it, but you can't be like, yo, I'm going on this tour. I'm about to da 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 da. I mean, it's all about having a positive attitude, being consistent, working hard, and showing up. Part of the job is just showing up and being open to the challenge, whether it's positive or negative, you have to be open to it. And how are you going to respond to that challenge when it comes?
Ooh, gems. I knew it. I love it.
So
Okay. I hate that we only have 17 minutes, so let me speed up. So how many tours? So you've been on every tour since then?
since 2013, every tour.
Oh my gosh, how is tour life? Like, I know that because you guys' tours are so like iconic and the precision and it's just you can tell the amount of work that goes into it. Like, how is that preparation for you? Like mentally, physically, spiritually? Talk about it
Um,
quickly, like 2 minutes, quickly.
2 minutes. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's hard work. But the beauty in it is that you have 12 girls, or you have 9 girls, or 20 girls, however many people it is that you can pull from. It's all these different walks of life, all these different levels of training, all these different backgrounds that you can learn from. And with every show, with every rehearsal, you want to walk out being better than you were the day before. So no, I don't have any technical training, but you better believe I'm on Ashley's neck. You better believe I'm on Hannah's neck. I'm on Kimmy's neck. I'm about to be 6 feet tall by the end of this because, naturally I'm from the hood. I dance with a turtle shell. I have a lot of personality, but how does that translate when you have to do Crazy in Love or Single Ladies? You can't be hunchback, baby. You have to pull those shoulders back, pull those tits up, and that's what those girls specialize in. That's why they've been there for as long as they've been there. And you have to be able to adapt and learn and be able to grow. And that's what mostly I take from it. And yeah, I just be missing my family though. I'm so happy FaceTime is here.
Yes, I'm sure. And now you have your amazing son, King. So how is that being away from him during this time? Are you able to incorporate him into any of the
Woo!
rehearsals or
I
like
have
does
an
he come with you?
amazing, amazing fiance. Let me tell you, he got a full-time job, and he go to school, and he be working on the side and doing basketball, his own recreational stuff. But let me tell you, he be accommodating my schedule so much. He be flying out, bringing my baby, making FaceTimes possible. They be there, and anytime
Oh,
I have like 2 or 3 days off, I'm flying home. Like, I don't need a hotel room. Let me just get a flight. I think it's
yeah.
cheaper. I found this cheap flight, if we can just make this happen, I'm going home. Like, it's just about the sacrifice, and figuring it out and making it work. And it's hard because you don't want to miss those milestones, but my family is so amazing. They caught him saying mama for the first time in 6 months. Like, they just walking around with the phone recording.
Oh,
I'm just seeing everything. I didn't miss anything. They included me in every moment, every
thank
decision that
God.
I made that I wanted them to incorporate for my son. They did it. It wasn't like I wasn't his mom or I just carried him and pushed him out and passed him off. Like, they made sure that I was making or included in making the decisions. Don't give him ice cream. Okay, we're transitioning over to solid foods. Like, I was included. So it was really great. Really
I
great.
love that. Okay, I love that. Okay. I'm just like, what do I want to move on to? I only got 14 minutes. What do I want to get out? What do I want to get out? Okay, quickly. Tell me, which was your favorite tour?
Woo! I think OTR, the first one. The
And
first one.
why? And why?
That energy, it was just so crazy. Like the band, it was guys and girls, and just seeing that energy every night, even though they weren't on the stage, it was like a full on party in the pit every night. Like it was the Jay-Z's energy was just beautiful. It brought something different out of Beyonce. We got to be hood, you know, we was doing like yard workouts at one point in hills. Like it was just so lit. Like that it was every tour is amazing, but OTR one was so dope. It was
I
crazy.
love that. I love that. Favorite music video?
Um Superpower.
Yeah. I love that
It
though. I love
is
that.
because it
Why?
was the first time I saw myself as an actress. I didn't recognize myself when I first saw the video. And I was like, damn, that's a bad bitch. She looked good. And it was me. I didn't know. I had this bone structure happening. It was just really beautiful. And I loved the song. It was so good. Everybody looked great in the video. And she barely like sung the words. And I think it was just like a movie, and it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful piece of artwork. The clothes were lit.
I love it. Okay, favorite TV performance or award show or yeah.
Um, oh, I have two.
Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
So it would be they're both BMA performances, 2014 and 2016, where she like did the whole albums. The Vanguard Award one,
Ooh. Ooh.
where she wore a mirrored outfit the whole time. Oh my god, that one was so good. And then 2016, where we did Lemonade. Oh my god.
Yeah, kind of
Oh my god.
crazy.
Can I just tell you one thing? I was so
Of course.
stressed out because I had to come up out of the floor and put the fur coat on her. And she was like, "Don't block my light." I said, "How do I see it? I'm coming up. I'm facing you. I've got the fur. I have to crop. I can't be in the shot." It was so stressful, but so much fun. The whole process was so
Oh
fun.
my God. It seems, I
And
mean, the whole
well,
experience.
Tinashe too. I love Tinashe too, but those two are like,
Jaquel, you're gonna get
woo.
your time.
I love
Okay.
him.
Um, okay, so you know what? Let's just run to it because I only got 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Coachella, Beychella.
Yes.
Okay.
How? How?
I don't have the words. I get emotional.
Ugh.
Um, no, okay, so did you know in rehearsals that this was gonna be such a cultural moment?
We never know. I mean, one thing about the camp is that yes, we sign NDAs. Yes, 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 but we never know how amazing something is going to be because you're working so hard. Like you're working hard, you're enjoying people's energy, and you're just in that moment. You're not thinking about what is going to be after. You're like taking everything day by day, and you just never. I ain't have no clue. I ain't have no clue. No clue.
Ugh. It was
None.
it's just so iconic. How is that? Because even when I watched it last night, again, I get emotional. And it's not just the music and the excellence of the performance. It's just all of it. It's just all of it together, seeing the whole team come together and how you guys work together and the pride with the HBCU. There's just so many levels to that whole experience, by the way. And I feel like it's changed me as a person
Can you
and a
hear
lot of
him? Can you hear him talking?
kind of, sort of.
Let me tell him.
But you only got 10 minutes. Come
Wait.
back. If y'all got questions for her, put them down here. I only got 10 minutes. I
Done.
don't know if I'm going to get to y'all questions because I got a lot of them myself. Okay. So, did it change you as a person? Like, or how did it change you?
One, I mean, like I said, I've never been to college, but it was literally like a college experience every day. And going to rehearsal was like our free time on the yard where you get to dance with your friends and kick it and have lunch and then have this little tiny infant with you. Oh, let's pass around the baby. The baby's here. Like stuff like that. It was just so cool. It was, it was such a moment, like such a moment that you can't even like It's hard to put into words. As I watch the film myself, I'd be like, yo, this is crazy.
Like,
I
I
can't believe
lived
I was
this.
a part of that. I can't
Do you
believe it.
do you ever fan out over Beyonce herself, but also just the productions that you do? Again, you're living it in the present time, but do you ever step outside of it and fan out the way that we do?
Yeah, hello. I'm like Beehive all day.
I love
I
that.
watch every show as if I'm not a part of it, and I think it helps me to appreciate everything that went into it so much more, because you don't get to see the moving parts that are behind you as you're doing it. You don't get to see the content. You barely get to experience, know what's happening with the lights. You just know you're blinded in the moment. So when you watch it in its entirety, it's like, ooh, you can't believe it. You just can't believe it.
It's so good. Okay, what's your favorite song or section of Beychella? Which one?
Um, oh my God. I love the Mi Gente, Baby Boy, No, No, No moment.
No, no,
Um, into Hold Up, into
no.
Countdown. I love that whole little moment, that whole
Yes,
it's
everything to me.
going, going, go. It's
Oh,
nonstop.
okay, okay. I got a couple more things. What happens when it's over? Like, so then after that was over and you guys spent all that time performing and then killed this performance, like, do you just go home and then it's just, how does it feel when it's just like, we just did these major moments and now it's like,
I
I'm home.
mean, one, you go home and you still talk about it in the group chat, like, yo, did we just do that? You reflect with your people that you just worked with, and then you come home and talk about your experience with your family and your friends at home. So you get to live it out for at least another month. But with Beychella, we rolled right into OTR2, so we flew home and then had to fly right back out for rehearsal. So that moment just kept on going and going and going for us until like January of 2019, because then we rolled into like global citizens. So we just, that year was just crazy. So I think 2019 was like the year of reflection of everything that happened in 2018.
Oh my gosh.
2018. And then you
That
start all over,
then you start all
the
over. I
whole
love it.
process.
Okay, I'm gonna do either or real quick so we can get to past that. I only got 6 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Beachella weekend one or weekend two?
Weekend one.
The pink look or the yellow look?
I think pink. I don't know. Mm, yellow.
Okay. Tour music videos.
Tour.
Tour award shows.
Tour.
Tour. Ain't nothing like tour. I love it. Um, Beyonce album era or Lemonade album era?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think lemonade. Ooh. That's
You said
hard.
lemonade. You said lemonade.
Yeah, I'll roll lemonade.
Sneakers or heels?
Heels.
Compassion or tough love?
Tough love.
Obama or
Barack.
Oprah? Technique or talent?
Talent.
I know that's right. That's your story. Okay. Late night or early morning?
Late night.
Call or text?
Call. Call me.
Or late night call? Okay, I love that. So tell me this. Okay, so you guys have these fierce NDAs and all these secrets and whatever. How is it to be? How do you hold on to this? Like, you know, when you guys were working on Coachella, when the Beyonce visual album was about to drop, World Stop,
We
like
didn't know.
we didn't know when it was about to happen. But I'm saying, but you knew that did all those videos. You knew that you were rehearsing. So how do you just keep all that to yourself?
It's easy. You know, you want to keep your job. That's the first thing. And you
First
want
things first.
the projects to be special. You want people to really enjoy it, you know, and not, you don't want to give away the special secrets. Like, you want people to see your hard work and really appreciate it. So, yeah, it's
Okay.
easy.
Oh my gosh, so much. There's so much more I could do. But okay, leave us with this, I guess, which would be what's a piece of advice that you would give to, to up and coming dancers or someone who is right now, because I feel like the early parts of your story, there were a lot of moments when you weren't sure about what's going to happen next, or again, you got fired a couple times. So what would you say to those people out there who are persevering, who are pushing through right now and trying to get to where you are?
I would say stay true to you. Without challenge, there's no change. I would say to be open-minded, open-hearted, and whatever your faith is, stay close to it, hold tight to it. Make sure you pray, you know, and have people around you that want to see you be your best self, that want to push you, that are making you level up, people that are going above and beyond for themselves, because that's only going to make you be better. It's only going to push you to be greater, to achieve your highest level of whatever it is that you're trying to be. All my friends, they don't play with me. They be like, what are you doing? Girl, what are you calling me? Like, don't do that eyeshadow. Don't do whatever it is. They make sure that they keep me together, and I appreciate that. I love the tough love. I love the critiques, and they're all thriving in their fields, and I'm so grateful for them. So I would just say, make sure that your foundation is strong and that it is, pushing you to be great. And know that the first no or the second no or the 10th no is not your final answer. Know that there is a yes with your name on it, and it is coming to you very, very soon.
Oh, there's a yes with your name on it, and it's coming to you very, very soon. I'm taking that.
Delayed, but not denied.
Delayed, but not denied. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me see what we can go out to. What we going out to? What you want to go out to?
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Yes.
Okay. Here it is. I love you so much, Dnay.
Thank you so much for this moment, CJ.
I love you so much. I can't. Give me a little choreo to take us out. Yeah! Oh wait, it's out. Oh my God. Dnay, I love you so much. Yeah. I cannot. I gotta go.
CJ, we're clocking out.
Clocking out. We are clocking out. Dnay is clocking out. The Queen of Harlem.